Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. This month is my birthday month. So, the month of June, like all other months, also needs its 5 top perfumes for the month of. And usually, I get emotional, different sentiments, different vibes in the month of June because my birthday is always a difficult topic. A lot of people celebrate birth as if there were no tomorrow, but it's a difficult process. Birth, a lot of poets also describe birth as being extremely painful. So anyway, there's memories connected to it, but also concept of aging, which is fine, but at the same time, how our society doesn't like it. It's always like youth is everything, and if you're not youthful, you're thrown away. So there's a lot of these concepts running through your head as you could say conquering another year, ending another year, beginning another year, or beginning and you could see the glass half full or half empty. But anyway, what I want to say is putting all that debate on birthdayism aside, June usually is a very particular month when it comes to my selection of fragrances. And I'm also much more susceptible to nuances and finesse in a way in this month in particular. I'm way more, it's as if my antennas are more kind of alert to everything, and I don't take that for granted. For granted as if it were a good thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I just want to feel it. I don't try to avoid that moodiness and the swings. I don't avoid them. I embrace them because I believe that everything that's a part of your body, everything that tells you something about who you are is important. You should not shy away from it. It's like a lot of people sweep under the carpet all the dust rather than just picking it up and throwing it out of the house. But it stays in the house. It's just moved from left to right. I like to kind of collect it, see it. What are these particles? What is this dust? What is this dirt? And then actually shovel it up and throw it out. So in order to do that, you got to get your hands dirty. You roll up your sleeves and you get your hands dirty. Anyway, that emotional type of life, in particular in the month of your birthday, is also connected to, because how much I love my perfumes, it's also connected to a specific and particular approach to perfumes right now, because they frame even more so my mood. They frame even more so my desires, my needs, my ups and downs, my swings, my everything, really. So, the first perfume is POUR MONSIEUR by Chanel. Let's see if we can there you go. Now, but, the problem here is it's empty. Let's do a bit of ASMR. This is batch code 9004. The batch numbers repeat every 10 years. It's empty. But there's memory in here. Memory is the key word. We know, and I always repeat this, perfumes trigger memories. They open doors. They unlock memory patterns inside our souls. So sometimes you can even feel things and a smell can give you a memory of something that you haven't really ever lived, but strangely, the perfume brings out a memory from your past life, maybe even, or from another galaxy or universe or existence, and it's a very fascinating very fascinating thing. So this particular batch code, now as I said, Chanel batch codes repeat every 10 years. There's still smell in here. It's a special type of smell. So even though I don't put it on, there's a particular memory connected to this batch code and this bottle and this intensity of smell. Now, but since it's empty and I have to use a fragrance, let's get to number 2. Number 2 is POUR MONSIEUR. This is a 50 milliliter bottle. Okay, this camera is really irritating the bejesus out of me. But anyway, so it takes 10 minutes to focus. Anyway, here you have it. POUR MONSIEUR in 50 ml. Now this one is batch code 0301. came shortly after the 90, what was it? 9004. This one, which we're going to spray on now, by the way, is a bottle that the 50 ml is a bottle that I have to travel with. It's so delicious. Now, this one is for the morning. I wake up, I sniff a little bit the empty bottle, reminding myself of what it used to be. Then I go about my business to, take a shower, eat breakfast, whatever I have to do. And then before I leave the house, if I have to leave the house, this is the one I apply. And this one kind of goes and sets the tone all the way up until noon or 1 or 2 p.m. Pour Monsieur batch code 0301 with its fresh, citrusy opening notes, but the warmth that already exudes from the bottom. We're going to get to it. By the way, you could check out the review of this perfume on my YouTube channel right here. Link is in the card section up above, also in the description box down below. But let's just read once again quickly together the notes here, because aromatic citrusy touch of verbena, lemon, neroli, and orange. Spicy heart presents fresh and sharp, but cardamom is in there, coriander, basil, and ginger. And then at the root we got the oak moss. In particular, well, it's oak moss in this case, cedar, and vetiver. So, the eau de parfum version, this is the eau de toilette version I'm talking about. The eau de parfum version also has lavender, which could potentially make it a fougere. Now, there's particular regulations, how formulas, recipes for a chypre and recipes for a fougere. The fougere having that variation of the lavender, while the chypre can go without the lavender. However, not all ingredients are listed here. Obviously, there's one important ingredient missing in the mid notes, or also in the bottom notes, which is labdanum. Now, but it's there. Older formulations have it listed, younger ones don't. What is important to note here is that Pour Monsieur was released just like the 255 Chanel bag in 1955. Pour Monsieur is the only fragrance that Coco Chanel released or smelled or decided to put into the world as marketed to a male audience, marketed to male clientele. Now, I always say that perfumes are all genderless, and I really could not care less if they have a female or male tag on them. If it smells good to me, I use it, I buy it, I enjoy it, I really, really just live with it. Pour Monsieur in particular, even though it has this kind of fresh, citrusy opening notes, it's still so unisex. It's so for everybody, because it mixes that freshness that you could define, I don't know in what world, but marketing-wise as a male type of scent. It's combined so well with the warmth of the base notes, and it almost smells sandalwood rosy in a way, even though those ingredients are not really there. But it's a wonderful mix. It's like a labyrinth, and you have to discover all its facets, and it's not so easy, and especially because from 1955 till today, it's went through so many changes and so many shifts. I mean, Chanel still states that it's the same. Of course, we know the IFRA regulations change. People that give you where you can purchase raw materials for your perfume also change. Certain countries don't deliver certain goods anymore, and things change. We get it. So that's why even more so it's important to smell all the different facets of a fragrance. And as these facets of these fragrances move on, I get to my third perfume for this month. And that perfume I use from, let's say, 4 or 5 p.m. onwards. And that one is Pour Monsieur. This is the splash bottle, 200 milliliter splash bottle. They used to produce, and they don't, I only have a little bit left. They used to also do 400 milliliter bottles, and for a certain period of time, I recall also perhaps an 800 ml as well. But this is a splash bottle, and what can I say? I mean, they don't make them anymore. So it's like so beautiful. And this is number 3. And this is batch code. So this was basically 9101, but 10 years after this one. So a whole decade passes on. It's insane. Anyway, actually more like 8 years, because at a certain point they speeded up the batch codes. But this one is more lemon heavy, and this one has more oak moss in it. So it's interesting. I kind of freshen up with number 3 at a certain point, because this one goes really warm and beautiful. So, you know, late afternoon, early evening, this one kind of refreshes me up. And I'll take the opportunity right here, while I'm talking about Pour Monsieur as my 3rd fragrance, 3rd top 5th, 3rd fragrance of the month, to talk to you about this little thing. This little leaflet, which is really hard to film because we have a lot of light here, but you can see Pour Monsieur. This is a leaflet that used to come packaged with every fragrance in many different languages for the eau de toilette. By the way, the 3rd fragrance is also an eau de toilette. Let's read it together. Very, very interesting what Chanel states about this fragrance, what they used to state about this fragrance before IFRA started fiddling-diddling with us. Ever since 1955, the natural raw materials that go to make your Pour Monsieur eau de toilette have remained unchanged. The process of selection by the creator of Parfums de Chanel is always extremely rigorous. Because these are natural ingredients, their color may change over a period of time. From one bottle to another, your Pour Monsieur eau de toilette may show slight variations in color, while remaining true to its unique, timelessly elegant fragrance. So beautiful that they would kind of give you this little paper to tell you that even though the color of your fragrance might change from batch to batch, still they're working hard on delivering the best ingredients they can find for it. I find that so poetic and elegant. In fact, it warrants different batch codes and to sense out the smell. Now, we're hitting nighttime, or let's say 8 p.m., 8, 9, 10 p.m., before like night. And my 4th fragrance is, by now, I guess you might have guessed, it's Pour Monsieur. This one, also empty. I have actually emptied this one just 5 days ago, the last drop. This one had a way more brown liquid, kind of browny, you know, not as green as this one. It had more of a yellowy nuance in it, yellowy brown nuance. So this one is batch code, this one, 2303. So this one was a couple of years old, just finished it off, and again, used it until a couple of days ago in June. Nighttime. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So the 4th fragrance, because it had like a darker hue to it, again went deeper than its 4th predecessor, which is this one. Refreshing myself right before we go into the deeper, warmer hues. But since it's empty, I had to do something about it. For my 5th perfume, I had to resolve this issue of not having my Pour Monsieur anymore. So number 5 for the month of June is Pour Monsieur, a brand new batch, just ordered and will be opened basically today or tomorrow. I still have to film a couple of videos with this one though, but this is batch code number 4301. I found it very poetic, to say the least, to choose this one as the 5th fragrance for the depth of night, for the deepest night, midnight and onwards, because it's unknown. I haven't opened it yet. I don't know how the batch code 4 and upwards smell like. I haven't tested it yet. So it's a mystery to me. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a surprise in the middle of the night, figuring out what really Pour Monsieur smells like today. It will reveal its new facet to me. On my birthday month, I thought this is a great way to treat myself. This is the perfume for my birthday month, being the only Chanel number 5. Chanel number 5. Why did I say Chanel number 5? Let's get to that. It's what I wanted to say is this is the only perfume that Chanel made for men, right? Marketed for men. She's also been quoted to have said that Pour Monsieur is her male equivalent of Chanel number 5. Now you know why I said why it slipped a minute ago. Because I was thinking ahead. It's kind of hard to structure all of these videos and this kind of all these topics because I have in my mind the idea of what I want to say, and then sometimes I say it ahead of time, sometimes I forget to say it, so it's a total mess. I should write these things down. But anyway, you get the gist, right? She did say that Pour Monsieur is the equivalent of a male number 5. Now we know that Chanel number 5 is completely genderless as well, but for her to say that is a lot, and also for her to have just made it. When of course we do have Chanel Eau de Cologne, but Eau de Cologne, which she developed also with Ernest Beau back in the day, and I think Henri Robert kind of retouched it, but that was a unisex perfume. I mean, Eau de Cologne, we have it today within the Les Exclusives range. That's a different perfume altogether. It's not the same Eau de Cologne that Chanel used to have, but Pour Monsieur is really called for the man, for the gentleman. So it is just targeted to men. So this is the only one she made for men. And she said that it is her equivalent of the male number 5. Being so, and having her said that means it's the top. Why even make anything else? And in fact, this perfume is so good that honestly, it is the best, it's the best perfume Chanel, I don't want to say ever made, but because number 5 is there, CUIR de Russie is also there, Bois des Îles is there, I love my Gardenia, I love my number 22, but Pour Monsieur is there with them. Pour Monsieur, even though it's not an Ernest Beau creation, Pour Monsieur is right there with number 22, number 5, CUIR de Russie. They all sit together, and Pour Monsieur is so timeless. It's so beautiful, and it caresses you no matter what your mood is, no matter how you are, where you are, how you're going. It's always different, Pour Monsieur is it changes with your mood. It goes warmer, it goes softer, it goes deeper, it goes more shallow. It can be anything and everything, and it stays close to the skin. It doesn't scream. It's not omnipotent, but it has lasting power, and it's definitely a fragrance that, if you let it in, will show you sides of yourself that you really didn't know existed. Beautiful sides, really, because it will slow you down a little bit. It will make you think more before you act, before you do something, and it will let you enjoy smaller things in life, little gestures that happen. Pour Monsieur in this month has helped me frame a lot of, put in perspective with a note of optimism, many things that are negative surrounding us right now happening in the world. And it did it in such a wonderful way that it really lifted up my mood and kind of kept me going. And that's why this and from other reasons, which you can find out in the Patreon version of this video. So for all my patrons, stay tuned, because at the end of this video, we will continue behind the top 5 perfumes of the month of June together. So for this and many other reasons, these are my top 5, or this is my top 5 for the month of June. And number 5 being Chanel's first famous perfume, right? And symbolically, 5 Pour Monsieurs to represent a month. So it is a number 5, despite the fact that it's a Pour Monsieur number 5. Think about it this way. A perfume is supposed to accompany you, follow you through important moments of your life, even simple moments of your life. And it's supposed to kind of enhance and frame emotions and moments in your life. So you're free to choose what smell suits you in that moment. A lot of people make the mistake to purchase fragrances because they want others to compliment them on how they smell. That is a wrong approach to fragrances. You have to buy perfume for yourself because you love the way it smells on you. And because we've been in isolation for so many months, this has been the best time, more than any other time in our lives that we have ever had, and probably ever will have again, where we spent so much time alone and where we really realized that perfumes are so amazing used for yourself. Because if you're alone at home, but you're still using perfumes every day, you get a chance to sometimes use more than you would if you would go outside. You get to experience how it feels to have more perfume on you. You get to experience how it develops throughout the day without having too much stress because you're not dealing with other people. And it's been a magical time when it comes to perfumes because, and us, because we really got the chance to understand that we do wear them for ourselves, not for others. And that's why I allowed myself also this privilege and this right to choose just one fragrance for the month of June 2020. Even though it's 5 fragrances. It's 5 and 1. 1 and 5. It's all the same. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this video. If you have, please do thumb it up and let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. This is the first I've ever done. Only 1 perfume, but still 5 for a month. And let me know what your tops are. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Super Dacob all spelled together. On Instagram, since a short period of time, I've also initiated new profiles dedicated to Chanel. Coco Chanel is in my house, is one, also all spelled together, where you see my entire Chanel collection and everything that's related to Chanel during Coco's life, and also Karl Lagerfeld and Ave Genevieve, and my personal private collection. And then Coco Chanel Privé. Coco Chanel Privé, also all spelled together, is only dedicated, it's an Instagram account only dedicated, created by me, only dedicated to the photos and stories connected to Coco's life. So everything that has been photographed of her life up until 1971, January, which is the date when she died. And thank you to everybody for watching. For my patrons, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Stay tuned because we're gonna head on to behind the top 5 perfumes of the month of June next. Till next time, thank you all guys so much for watching, and never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye.